Hey everyone, this is Jason Schissel. I am with IB Film through Pomoja, and I'm going to talk to both Year 1 and Year 2 students about the film production assessment task. Year 1 students will want to watch this because you're going to be getting to the point where you have to select production roles that you are going to concentrate on to put together the film production assessment piece. And Year 2 students, since you're starting Year 2, you're going to be wanting to have a clear idea of what is expected of you for your 3-minute film and for the entire film production assessment assembly. So please watch this, and if you have questions, ask your teacher, and they can clarify it for you. But before you do any of that, probably the first thing you want to do is to go to SeminoleCinema.weebly.com, and this is my website that I put together to help IB students and student filmmakers be successful. So if you go to the website and you go to Film Production Assessment and click it, you're going to come to this page. Funny how that works. All right, and at the top of it, you're going to see two documents here that involve the production roles and them being defined. So this is essentially course content that focuses on the writer, the cinematographer, the director, the editor, etc. So if you don't know what those roles are, or you want to know a little bit more about the roles, or you need to be reminded about what those roles are and what their responsibilities are, click that and you'll have that document to refer to all the time. And then here we also have the production roles, what their tasks are, and what evidence is expected by IB. Because when you do this film production assessment, there are really two major sections in it. There is the film reel, which is essentially a 9-minute video that is broken down into 3 sections, and each of those sections is going to concentrate on each of the production roles that you have selected. All right, but then there's also a commentary, or what they call pages, portion of the FPA, and that is a written document that is split into 3 sections. And one section will be on one production role, one section will be another production role, and one section will be a third production role, where you discuss your inquiry, action, and reflection related to each production role. And in there, you should also include evidence. So here, what kind of evidence should I provide? Well, if you click this, then you'll start understanding what type of evidence I should include in my film production assessment pages document. So I'm not going to talk about the rubric or anything like that, because you have that. You've been given all this information in the past if you're a Year 2 student. In Year 1, you're going to be given this information quite a bit, but sometimes people either forget or it just kind of gets lost or whatever. So I want this to be something that you can refer to a number of times. This table of contents pretty much breaks down how the FPA is going to be presented. This, of course, is a table of contents, so this is going to be for your film production assessment pages portion of the FPA. You'll see that they have chosen 3 production roles: editor, cinematographer, and writer. And with the editor section, they have 2 clips: Careful What You Drink, which is a minute long, and Absent, which is almost a minute long. So you have 2 clips, and in the FPA pages or commentary section, this is going to be up to 3 pages long, describing inquiry, action, and reflection associated with the role of editor and these 2 production tasks. So if this is a minute long and this is about a minute long, the commentary for this section is probably going to be about a page and a half for this and 1.5 pages for this clip. Okay? Only clips that highlight your editor work are going to be in the section allocated to editor, if you choose editor. The same thing goes for section 2. This person chose cinematographer. They have 2 clips. One's 1 minute and 44 seconds. One's almost 1 minute long. So note again that it's under 3 minutes total. And note that these clips are all over 30 seconds. Clips can be no less than 30 seconds long and no more than 3 minutes long. So here we have almost 3 minutes worth of material that's going to highlight their work as cinematographer. So the commentary here is probably going to be about 2 pages for the Gemini piece and about 1 page for Dead in the Water. And the content of this is going to involve the inquiry, action, and reflection process associated with cinematographer, complete with evidence that was mentioned in that document that I showed you earlier. This is what year 1 is all about: compiling evidence and film clips that are associated with 2 production roles that you choose. In year 2, it's all about film production role 3. So semester 3 is all about producing this final production, which is going to be no less than 30 seconds and no more than 3 minutes. And it is a complete film. These can be portions of film productions. Film production 3 has to be a complete film. No less than 30 seconds, no more than 3 minutes. So this person decided to choose screenwriter, and the film A Date Deterred is 1 minute and 48 seconds. So this person is going to have a 3-page commentary discussing inquiry, action, and reflection, all related to their work as a writer on this production. And then finally, there's a works cited page for your film production assessment pages, which involves anything and everything that you used to help you learn about these roles, how to do these roles, how to use equipment employing these roles. So anything and everything that you have used, or should I say inquiry, that allows you to do these roles successfully should be on your works cited page. So honestly, like, your works cited page should be significantly long because you have a lot of material here. All right, and here's just an example of works cited, right? It's essentially MLA style, and you want to make sure that you have that done appropriately. As far as the film reel is concerned, this is how it's going to be presented. This is a non-negotiable. It has to be this way. You'll have a film reel, and your film production roll 1, first section, is going to look like this. There's going to be a blank slate. You're going to have, your role declared, and clip 1, clip 2, and the timestamps on this blank slate. Then you're going to have your clips of each of those productions presented, one after the other. Okay, those clips are going to be the best evidence from exercises, experiments, or completed films. All right, so this is what, film production roll 1 is going to be all about, like the stuff that you worked in year 1. And you're going to take the best of that particular production roll. In this case, it's the editor, right? And those 2 clips, and it can't be more than 3 minutes max. Then we'll move to the film production roll 2, which will be a black slate. It's going to have your production roll declared, what the clips are and the timestamps, clip 1, clip 2, right? And then also, again, the best evidence from exercises, experiments, and completed films. It's no more than 3 minutes. Film production rule 3 is what the year 2 students are working on in semester 2. And remember, film production rules 1 and 2 is what year 1 students are working on in semester 1 and 2. So this is like what you're working on all year in year 1, and this is what you're working on in year 2. The blank slate with the production role and the title of the film, 1 completed film, no more than 3 minutes max. Okay? It has a breakdown of like how to complete this, and I know I went over this for you year 2 students. I gave you a huge announcement and a bunch of documents to take a look at so that between year 1 and year 2 you could put all of the film production role 1 and 2 together, so you don't have to worry about putting it together once you've completed production role 3. Now all you have to do is just add this to your film production role 1 and 2 reel. If you decide to wait until December to do all this, you essentially have to do all of this in 1 week, which is a lot of work, especially when you have midterms or semester exams and that types of IAs or other things that you need to do. You know, things get very, very hectic in December. So I encourage you to put this together, at least film production role 1 and 2 together before you start film production role 3 or before you finish film production role 3, because it's going to be a very busy time if you don't. And the more busy and stressed out you are, the more likely you're going to make a misstep. And if you make a misstep, now all of a sudden, this is 40% of your overall IB film grade. So if you make a misstep, that's going to make a larger impact on your IB film success. All right, so when you choose your production roles in year 1, you want to try to stick with it. Because if you're fluid and you decide, oh, you know what, I'm going to be an editor and cinematographer and a writer, and then you decide, oh, you know what, I want to be a cinematographer for my film production role 3. You can't do that because you've already chosen cinematographer there. So you either have to bail on this and employ a different role for your film production 2 work, or you have to choose somebody or a different role for film production role 3, like writer or director or whatever. Okay, so the loophole to that is if you have made these clips by yourself, and let's say you chose an editor, but you were also the director, you have a loophole, because if you decided, oh, I don't want to be an editor anymore, I want to showcase directing work, or I want to choose editor here, so I'm going to choose director here, right? You can do that, but just know that your evidence is going to have to be tailored towards that production role. So if you chose director, I'm going to change this to director. Your clips can be there for director if you were the director, but then in your paperwork and your evidence, it's going to have to be tailored to and showcase towards your director work. Okay? So I would say when you decide something, try to stick with it. I'm not saying you cannot change, but it does complicate things, as some of you year 2 students are discovering right now. All right, I'm going to wrap up this for now. But again, if you have any questions, contact your teacher. And like I said, go to SeminoleCinema and you can see. Also, if you're looking at production roles and want to know more about your production roles, all you have to do is put your cursor over film production assessment, and there's all sorts of sub pages dealing with those production roles. And let's say you want to be an editor and you want to look at stuff, there's all sorts of information and lessons about what editors are. There's free editing software there. There's articles about history of editing and montage and video lessons, all sorts of sources that might actually help you in your bibliography. That's it. Bye.